What's going on? I'm Tio, and welcome to another vlog episode. If you don't already know, I play live casino poker at a competitive level, and right behind me, if I can just zoom in on him, is my brother Eddie. And we're gonna play some 5-10 and 2-5 today. We're staking him, so hopefully everybody comes out with a little bit of a profit today. So before it starts raining, guys, I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little overcast. I better just hop in the casino. Yeah, let's just kind of see how it goes. Hopefully we have a good session, and stick around. We're gonna have some fun hands after for sure. Okay, see you in a bit. Started recording, and as you can tell, it already started raining, so okay, now it's just really time to get back in. We're on the waiting list, and we don't want to get kicked off. What's cool is I didn't know this before, but you can give your cell phone number and they can text you. So if you guys are ever around and you're not exactly on the premises, then yeah, definitely give them your number, and then you're not going to miss your name getting called, because I've done that before, and I'm sure some of you have done it, and yeah, it's not fun. So anyway, let's see what happens. What's going on, guys? So we just finished our 5-10 session, and Eddie was playing 2-5. So we're a little bit exhausted right now, but we're gonna do a few hands in just a little bit. All in all, for me, it was a good session. Made some money, but it was pretty tough. We were kind of like up and down, and started off in the roughs, made our way back into the greens, and yeah, can't really complain. So let's talk about a few hands in just a bit. Okay, guys, so right off the hop, we're kind of like folding a bunch of hands. Nothing really crazy has happened, and we wake up with ace-10 of diamonds. We are in mid position. So early position 1 limps. We raise it up to 40 bucks. Middle position 2, 3 bets to 120, and big blind decides to cold call. Early position 1 folds, and then we fold as well, because I mean, I don't know, we haven't really been playing too loosely, and I just feel like most of the time when we're in the situation, I feel like MP2 is most likely running a pretty strong hand here. He's got a pretty strong range, I think. Definitely stronger than ace-10 of diamonds, and we're going to be out of position, so I just decided to fold. But let's just see what happens, because blind actually is a pretty loose player. So on the 7-10 4 board, it goes check on the flop. So cold caller checks, and we got our pre-flop players here who also checks. Kind of standard. I mean, he has like a lot of ace highs here, ace queens, ace jacks, maybe ace jacks, maybe ace kings, maybe he's got ace queens, maybe he had a set. So checks back. The turn is a jack, offsuit jack, and it goes check. So he decides to bet here for 165, and then he gets called by the big blind. And the river is a 9, an offsuit 9, which pretty much gives king queen the nuts. Makes total sense that he could have king queen here. And what ends up happening is big blind leads out for 200. So pretty straightforward hand. I mean, I think that he has an 8 a lot of the time. The shove pretty much only comes out of king queen, and that's what happens to shoves for the rest of it.
Hi.
What's going on?
Are you guys like making a YouTube video?
We're gonna be on YouTube.
It's a poker video. That's adorable.
Cool,
Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, ladies. You're the best.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night. So the guy ships on the river, and it's obvious that he has king queen here. He gets like a really long tank. So we got the big blind who's just thinking about his hand. He's thinking about it. He's like probably 2 minutes in the tank, and then he finally says, "Hey, have you got king queen?" You got king queen, and he calls and he rolls over 7-8. Guy instantly shows over the nuts, and makes sense. I mean, like, he's always shoving the river there with king queen. So that was that hand. That was right off the bat. I know we weren't involved in the hand, but this is kind of like the game that was happening. We get 7-8 here, who's been a little loosey-goosey. And then king queen kind of 3-bet us super light pre-flop, given the fact that we were like so much tighter in the get-go. But yeah, so that was kind of like our beginning. Let's go on to hand number 2. I know that one took a little long, but let's go on to hand number 2, guys. So hand number 2, we wake up with ace-9 offsuit in the small blind, and it gets limped along, and then we complete 4 ways to the flop, guys. Flop is 9-9-5. We hit trips. Strongest trips out there, and it's pretty obvious what we're gonna do. We're gonna check. So we check. Checked around to the button. The button bets 50 bucks. At this point, kind of, you know, we want to be a little hidden here. You don't want to just like throw out a big raise and let him know, because he's a pretty smart player that we kind of regularly play with. So he's gonna know what's up. I mean, if we raise here, we're pretty much gonna get almost everything to fold, so we have to call. And we call. Everybody else folds, and the turn is a 9. So we get quads, guys. We get quads. Pretty crazy. I don't think that he's going to continue with most of his hands. I think at this point, if he's got a 5 where he's bluffing, he's totally shutting down his bluffs. So might as well just bet out here. So we bet 50 bucks, and he snap folds with pocket 5s. So he flopped the boat on us. And yeah, I don't know. There's not much else that we could do. I guess like we could just like check the turn, but we're kind of losing value. I think that maybe if he has a 5, maybe if he's got like 7s or 8s, we might see a turn card, might see a river card, sorry. But anyways, we fold. I mean, he folds. And yeah, let's go on to hand number 3. So guys, we're probably like, I don't know, maybe an hour into the session, and now we wake up with pocket aces. It's obviously the nuts. We're pretty happy here, and I mean, it's looking pretty good. We're actually down a little bit in the session. It's been pretty swingy. I mean, not huge, but we like ran a bluff, and we got called and we lost. So it's pretty good to get aces, because now we can hopefully rebuild. But let's see what happens. It's straddled, and EP1 limps. Folds around to us, and we're in middle position. We're in P2. We decide to bump it up here to 80 bucks. Definitely want to play this hand pretty strong. We've been raising 80 in other similar spots here, so we don't want to go kind of out of the way and change up the bet sizing, so we're going to keep it consistent. Raise 80, folds around, and then the big blind cold calls. No, sorry, the straddle cold calls, and the under the gun also calls as well. So it's 3 ways to the flop, guys. The flop is king, 4, 5, 2 hearts, 1 diamond, and we have 2 red aces, so we got back to a flush draw. It's a pretty strong hand. I don't think that we need to bet too strong here, so our opponents check to us, and we decide to just do a C-bet here of 105, and we're obviously hoping for some action because we got the previous player with the 7-9 that's, or 7-8 that's in the hand. I feel like he's a little loosey-goosey, and he's probably going to call with some stuff that is definitely not GTO and optimal, and yeah, we can definitely extract some value, but he folds. Everybody folds, guys, and yeah, we get pocket aces and we win. Take down a pretty small pot, but hey, a win is a win, and We're gonna add a little bit to our stack and hopefully chip away, break even, hopefully turn a profit. But for now, we're still down about like, about a buy-in or so, just shy of a buy-in, so. All right, guys, so our final hand, let's make this one kind of like short and sweet. This is probably gonna be the most funnest hand that we played out of the session. You guys are gonna love it. We're 5-7 diamonds and we are in early position. We decide to open it up here to 30 bucks. Yeah, it's been a little bit of kind of like a folding stretch for us. So yeah, I definitely want to mix it up here. Obviously it's better if we have a hand like 8-9 suited here, but hey, 5-7 diamonds, I'm gonna play it. And we open it up. It's not a 3-bet intensive game, so people aren't really gonna be 3-betting us most of the time. So we can take a flop, and even if we go multi-way, we still have some pretty multi-way playability. So yeah, it's definitely a good hand to play. So we open it up, mix it up. We get flatted from middle position, and we get the cutoff who decides to put in a 3-bet now. Pretty interesting because the cutoff is the same player that had king queen in the hand where we had ace 10 of diamonds. So yeah, there's definitely a little bit of history going on here. His range is obviously top card heavy. He's got high cards. He's got king queen, king jack type hands, ace king, ace queen type hands, ace jack potentially. So he's really high card heavy. Of course, he's going to have your standard aces, kings, queens for value. So yeah, definitely want to play this hand. I mean, if we're going to raise here and we're really deep in the hand, we're like $2,000 deep, it makes sense to play this hand. So we're going to play it. And middle position comes along as well. So now it's going to be 3 ways to the flop. We got 5-7 of diamonds, a little loose. We're out of position in the hand, but I think we got heart in the hand, guys. And we're going to see how it unfolds. The flop is 8-6 deuce, and we got 1 diamond up. So we got a backdoor flush draw. And we have a backdoor straight draw potential. So we decide to check like we would with a set, and middle position checks as well. And then we get a c-bet, and he throws out about 165. What can we make of this hand? I mean, we know the c-bet's coming. He's most likely got high cards here, so we can easily represent a hand, and we're definitely playing for a river. So we decide to flat, and hopefully middle position gets out of the way, and he does. So now it's pretty much game on at this point. We see a turn card, and the turn is an offsuit 4. It would have been nice if we had like 4 diamonds on the turn. That would have given us a flush draw as well, but can't complain. We get up and down. So we're obviously going for a check raise, guys. We check, and our opponent checks too. So it's pretty obvious now that he's got ace high hands and he's got king high hands. I think he's gonna bet pretty much all his pairs on the turn if he's got them. The river is one of the worst cards, I think. Well, it just smashes his range, and it's an ace of diamonds. So I mean, at this point, if we're going to bet, we're going to get called. So the only way that we're going to win this pot here is if we check and we hope for our opponent to bet. And that way we can pull off a check raise, and it seems really believable. We can easily have a set in the situation. We could potentially have a straight as well. Can we have a straight deuce for ace? Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can have a straight here, guys. It's going to be super hard for him to call here with just an ace. And that's pretty much all he's going to have. He's going to have 1 pair of hands. So we check to him, and he throws out 375. This is a time where we got to follow through on our bluff, and we raise to $1,100, guys. All right, to 1,100. And he snap folds ace king into the muck, he says, and he's like, I'll pay you $10 if you show me your hand. And I almost wanted to do it, but I'm like, nah, yeah, I don't want to do it. I almost did, but I don't want to rub it in. Like, I'm not going to rub a big hand like that in your face. So Yeah, we just bucked our 5-7. So we took a hand with 5-7 high, guys. We took it down 5-7 high. And that put us into the green. So yeah, we finished in the green with about a $370 profit. So not too bad. We played a couple hours, I think about 8 hours or so. So yeah, it's not too bad. Could have been a little better, yeah, if we were in certain situations where we got cooler early on. But anyways, guys, I think I talked enough about my hands here, and I hope you guys enjoyed them. But I got Eddie that wants to come on as well.
I'm on the button. I have aces. It's kind of cool. I think it was the only pair of aces that I had the entire game. The action goes. This one dude, the first guy that raises, because it's small blind, big blind, and he's second or third to act, he raises to 40. Everyone folds all the way around, except for the girl on the right of me. She's been kind of loose. She's been playing a lot of hands. But it's hard to put her on anything because she always managed to take down her pots anyway. People gave her a lot of respect and she was able to build a pretty decent chip stack. She calls 40. I'm right to the left of her. I raise to 95. You get folds all the way around, and then the initial raiser, he calls, she calls. Flop comes Jack, Jack, King, and I think it was with 2 clubs. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The first raiser, he checks. The girl, she checks. They check really slowly. You can feel that they're all a little on edge. I slowly check. Turn comes to 9. I wanted to see a turn card, see if it helped anything out. Guy slowly checks, literally like that. The girl slowly checks, does the same thing. And this is a girl who was really quick in her actions. Really quick in her actions. Literally all the other hands that she was doing, she had no problem with quick checking when she didn't have much. Then it comes to me, and I check again. And then the river comes, a 9, so now it's Jack, Jack, King, 9, 9. Dude checks. She fires a bet, also have 250 behind me. She fires out 275. The pot's 300 something. And I fold because it was $250 in my stack. And judging by the things that she was saying after the hand, she had 100% a full house. But she tried to make me believe that she had ace high.
Well, all right. I guess that was a pretty fun hand. It was unfortunate that you lost because like we had aces, we picked it up. I don't know. I think that what you could have done better to kind of like protect your hand was like the initial pre-flop raise. I think that raise was just a little too small. It was on the small side. Like if you're gonna go 95, that's pretty much a mid-range. So what happens is that if that first guy's gonna call you, like almost always, right? He's gonna call you down, and then the person that's in the middle now is getting pretty good odds as well. So I think that they're probably gonna call. So yeah, I think your best played pre-flop would have been just to pump it up, and I'm sure that you guys, like most of you guys already know, because you know when you get aces, I know that you guys want to protect them, and he kind of did a little bit of the opposite here. You want to get a little value, and yeah, sometimes guys, like you do want to get some value from aces, but at the same time you want to make your bet a little more reasonable, and yeah, I think like maybe if you go like 150 is like probably a better size for you. So yeah, but all in all, I think, man, like Jack, Jack, King, I don't know, it just seems that in that situation it's pretty plausible that somebody could have something like Queen Jack there, maybe King Jack, and they're just kind of like checking the whole way, hoping to trap. I think King Jack kind of makes sense, especially if they're all like doing their check thing. If you got the read on the opponent, then yeah, guys, you know, you got to go with your read sometimes. You know what I mean? Like if you pick up on something and the hand doesn't make sense, and you kind of like get a read, maybe that read tells you that they're bluffing, then you know you gotta go for it. If you feel like that read is telling you that they're super strong, then you know you gotta like really listen to listen to those tells, and make sure that when you're studying tells, you're not 100% focusing on the tell itself. Like, tells are pretty much, I would say, a little overrated. Obviously, you want your game to be your #1 priority in decision making, and you got to understand the math and the pot odds. And when you're getting too good of a price on a call, then you guys, like, you have to make the call, right? Even if you know that sometimes you're going to be behind, mathematically it's still correct to make a call. So yeah, I guess I don't know, maybe next time, dude, you gotta just bump it up with aces, you know what I mean? Yeah, so obviously, guys, you can tell we're a little tired, he's a little tired, so yeah, I think we're probably gonna like head out now. People are just walking around. Yeah, people are having fun here while we're playing poker. So anyways, guys, like, subscribe, make sure you comment below. Click that Taco Bell icon. That's gonna give you notifications when I do put out new videos. And hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. I did put more hands, just like you guys suggested. I know a bunch of you wanted to see maybe like 4 or 5 hands in, and we got those in today. Hopefully they were exciting enough. I'm sure that you guys loved the 5-7. I mean, I know I like the hand, because when you're in a big pot and you're betting $1,000 on the river with 7 high, you take it down. Yeah, it kind of feels pretty good. You're ever in a situation like that, try to run a bluff, and I'm sure it's gonna feel good. So anyways, guys, like, subscribe, catch you on the next one. Thanks again for watching. See ya. Hey guys, what's going on? If you made it this far, you've made it to the bonus hands. I haven't played a hand like this in the millions of hands that I've played, and yeah, this is just insane. I'm sure you guys are gonna love it. So anyways, we wake up with King 9 of spades, and we are on the button. Early position decides to limp. Now, guys, early position is our young player. He's the guy that has been running super hot. He's built a giant stack. He's pretty much just cleaning the game. He's definitely the biggest winner by far, like just hands down. He's up maybe 4K, 5K, something like that, out of 5-10 games. So, hey, guys, if you want to stop by and try your shot at 5-10, you can make serious money. But anyways, that's not the point of this hand. So he raises under the gun. No, sorry. He limps under the gun and cut off calls. And now it's on us. We are on the button with King 9. So we definitely want to bump it up here and try to isolate. And plus we're suited. So why not? Small blind decides to cold call, and early position 1 calls. Cut off also calls. So now it's 4 ways to the flop, and it's about to get interesting. The flop is Queen 10 deuce. Absolutely rainbow, but there's a spade out there, so we do have a potential to get a backdoor flush draw, and obviously any backdoor possibility in multi-way pot is pretty good. So it goes check, check, check. Everybody checks to us. And the small blind is a pretty strong, aggressive player, and leads me to believe that he is a pretty strong regular. He's kind of mentioned his online expertise, and he talked about like misclicking when he threw out like 175 and he wanted to throw out 75 or something like that. And yeah, I'm sure all of you guys know that misclicking on the internet is when you click the wrong button. So yeah, gives me a pretty good idea that he's an internet player, or at least has an internet background. So
definitely see him pulling moves and being a little more aggressive and kind of navigating his way through a flop, turn, and river better than most opponents, I would say. But anyways, so I just elect to check here. We do want to realize our equity, potentially get the jack on the turn or the king, or maybe even a 9 might be good, but I doubt the 9 is going to be good. We're pretty much looking for a backdoor flush draw or a jack to turn the second nuts. So the turn is the magic turn card, the jack of clubs. Ugh. We pretty much hit the second nuts, guys. Doesn't it feel good? Yeah, that's pretty much what I felt like when that jack came. It's like, show me the money. Anyway, small blind decides to lead out for 100. So I was looking pretty good. And now the super young player decides to bump it up to 200. Minimum raise. We have the second nuts here, and he min raises. Get this. Cutoff also calls. So now they cold call 200, and it's back to us. And we're sitting there with the second nuts. There is now a flush draw on the turn. And everybody is a little bit involved in the hand. So this is a super tough spot right now. It is super tough given that we're super deep. We're about 2.5K deep with everybody. So you really don't want to screw anything up at this point. Now, what was running through my mind was I can either call here, and I'm probably going to call any river bet. That is not a club. But if we go that route, we're going to give everybody the opportunity to suck out either with their flush draw or somebody that turned to set potentially, maybe like a set of jacks, or maybe they're still playing a set on the flop. Yeah, we don't really want to give any free cards out. So I really think that the best play here is we got to just re-raise it. And I'm thinking of what the best size is. What's going to give the best information and kind of make us lose the minimum if we're wrong. So I just feel like if I put in kind of a small raise, not a complete minimum raise, but double the 200, so about like 400, 500, then that's going to give me a pretty good idea of where I am in the hand, and everybody else is going to pretty much act accordingly. Now I think that nobody else in the hand has ace king. I really think that the cutoff was strong enough of a player that they would have raised ace king on their own. And I think the small blind would have definitely squeezed ace king preflop given that he has an internet background. So online ace king is pretty much like a 3-bet almost always. So I can't see any of these two other guys having ace king. The only guy that could potentially have ace king is under the gun, because it's his last hand. He doesn't want to lose money. He wants to limp. He's got ace king. He obviously doesn't play too much poker. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to lose a stack. Like, guys, this guy's up thousands of dollars. Why would he be raising ace king under the gun when it's his last hand? So yeah, he's obviously trying to play it slow here. Well, I wouldn't say slow. He's definitely playing it conservative. And I think out of anybody, he could have ace king. So we really have to find out if he's got ace king or not. And I think that in this current situation, he's going to shove. He's got ace king, or at least like come over the top in some way or another. And I think that if we go to 450 here, which is what we do, we go to 450, the small blind folds, and guys, he shoves. He goes all in a matter of like a second, not even a second. It's like insta ship. There's no doubt in my mind that he's got ace king here, and the small blind insta mucks, or the cutoff insta mucks their hand, and we insta muck our hand face up. And the cutoff says that they had 8-9. So they had the bottom straight. We had the second nuts. And guess what, guys? He stuck by his word. He shows his hand, and he's got ace king. Absolute nuts. Finishes the hand, and he scoops up like another I don't know, $800 that hand. That's like his last hand, and he's just going home. Going home a happy camper. And we're back in the mix, and we got to fight it out and try to make some money back. So, yeah. Pretty tough day. But, yeah, anyways, as I said before, guys, we ended up making $300 a session. Definitely a little bit below average, but hey, it's better than breaking even. So I'll take a small win here any day. But yeah, for you guys that stuck around, I know you guys want to see more hands, so there you go. You got like what, 7 hands in this episode, maybe 20 hands. How much do you want to see? 20, 100? I'm just kidding. But anyways, guys, I hope you you like that crazy last hand, because I've never seen anything like that where somebody has the bottom straight, second straight versus the third straight. It's like, it's crazy. I heard of a situation like that where everybody had a flush. It was like nut flush for second nut flush, and like some other guy had a really low flush. But happened to me. Had to lay it down. But yeah, in different circumstances, I think he would have been able to win a lot more off of me had he played the hand in a different fashion. So yeah. Anyways, guys, subscribe and like, comment below. Definitely hit the taco bell wherever it is, probably here somewhere. Click it, and that's going to give you instant notification when another video comes up. That way you guys aren't going to miss anything. And yeah, please do comment on the videos. It definitely helps me out. It helps the YouTube algorithm out. The more you guys comment, the more active you are in the chat. I pretty much like to comment and reply to all the comments. I know I'm not getting a whole ton of comments, but yeah, you know, I'm not Andrew Neem or anything where he gets like 1 million comments in like the first 30 minutes. So yeah, I can see him not having the time to answer it. But hey, guys, if you leave anything, any comment, any suggestions, any questions you have about any hands or anything like that, I pretty much am free to answer, because yeah, as I said, I don't have too many comments flying around all my videos. So yeah, for those of you that stuck around, you guys are true subscribers. You guys are friggin' awesome. So yeah, thanks again. Hope you guys liked it, and hope to catch you on the next one. All right.